You're standing at a party, holding a drink you don't even want. You're talking to someone. It's actually going well. You're both laughing. And then they finish their sentence. They look at you. And your brain, the one that was overflowing with words 10 seconds ago, goes completely empty. Total static. You can feel the silence stretching out like a rubber band. So you panic and blurt out, "So, how's work?" And you watch the light slowly leave their eyes. Conversation over. Time of death? 90 seconds. If that's been you, good news. This is a fixable mechanical problem, not a personality defect. Let me show you the actual reason it keeps happening and how to shut it off for good. Most people who run out of things to say are accidentally running an interrogation. You ask a question, they answer. Silence. You scramble for the next question. They answer. Silence again. You've turned yourself into the host of the world's most boring talk show, and you're doing every bit of the work. No wonder you're tapped out by minute 3. A conversation where one person supplies every single question isn't a conversation. It's a job interview, and nobody enjoys those, including the interviewer. Here's the first fix, and it's going to feel a little wrong at first. Stop only asking questions. Start making statements. When someone says, "I just got back from Japan," the interrogator goes, "Oh, how was it?" Fine. Flat. Instead, react and add something of your own. "Japan's been on my list for years. I hear the trains there are basically witchcraft." Notice what just happened. You handed them something to grab. Now they can agree, correct you, or launch into a story. You gave them a door instead of shoving another question in their face. Good conversation is a trade, a back and forth of giving, not you extracting answers one by one like a dentist who hates their job. Now, the technique that quietly kills the empty brain problem forever. It's called threading. Every single thing a person says hands you multiple threads you can pull on. They're giving you free information, and they don't even know it. Watch. Someone says, "Yeah, I couldn't make it last weekend. I was helping my brother move into his new place in Chicago." That one boring sentence just gave you 4 threads. The brother, the move, Chicago, whatever's been keeping them busy. Pick any one and you're off again. Your brain doesn't actually go blank because there's nothing to say. It goes blank because you were busy rehearsing your next line instead of listening for the threads sitting right in front of you. Quick one before we go deeper. If this is actually landing for you, hit subscribe. That's the whole pitch, no song and dance. All right, back to it. And that points to the deeper reason, which stings a little. There's a sociologist named Charles Derber, a professor at Boston College, who wrote a book called The Pursuit of Attention. In it, he describes something he named conversational narcissism, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. He says we respond to people in 2 basic ways. A support response keeps the spotlight on them. "Wait, why'd you decide to move?" A shift response yanks the spotlight back to you. "Oh yeah, I moved last year. Total nightmare, let me tell you." And most of us, without meaning to, fire off shift responses constantly. Every time you shift back to yourself too early, you snip their thread before it has a chance to grow. The conversation runs out of road and, shocker, so do you. The fix is to support first. Let their thread breathe a little. Pull on it. Then you can drop in your own bit, and now you've got 2 threads alive instead of 0. You're not being a doormat, you're just not strangling the conversation in its crib. Here's a drill you can run this week. Free, no app, no subscription. In your next conversation, give yourself one rule. Before you say anything about yourself, ask one follow-up about them first. Just one. It'll feel slow and unnatural. Do it anyway. You'll notice the silences basically vanish because you've stopped cutting threads off early. Then, once that feels normal, start mixing your own statements and stories back in, because that's where you stop being a polite little question machine and actually become someone people enjoy talking to. So let's land this. You're not running out of things to say because you're boring. You're doing it because you're interrogating instead of trading and shifting instead of supporting. Trade statements, pull the threads people hand you, and support before you steer. Do that, and that awkward little cliff just stops showing up. Now, keeping a conversation alive is step 1. Being the kind of person people actually want to keep talking to, the one with that magnetic thing you can't quite name, that's a whole different skill. And yeah, it's learnable too. I broke down exactly how charisma works in another video that's sitting right there on your screen. Go watch it. Your next conversation will thank you. Or it won't, because it'll be too busy not being awkward.